Hello, welcome. Find my niche. Welcome, welcome. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Hello. Uh-oh. Trying to add people. Invite. Welcome, welcome. Hello. So, yes. Good morning to you. Uh, Good evening to you. Good morning to me. It is 4:30 in the morning. And yes, if you are in the vestibule, if you click the link on Facebook, make sure you hit those dots and open in browser and make sure you are in the um, YouTube app. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 7:30 in Central time zone. Yes, I know where you are. You are in my second home, my home away from home. The great country of Texas. We are our own entity. Yes. And yes, welcome everyone. Welcome. Misha, is that how you say it? Hello, hello. I'll give people a few minutes, actually a couple seconds because I was a little late. I was trying to send links and I'm looking for two names that they are twins. I promise these two people should be sisters, and I'm just an outsider looking in because when I tell you, they say the same thing to me all the time. They are my voices of reason, but they still know I'm gonna do's it how I do's it. How y'all doing? Oh, the DR. Hello, the DR. There's one. Now, Nikita, where's Nikita? Yes. Hi, Regina. We're gonna help her and get her a screen name. Anyway, how y'all doing? So anyway, tonight's live, I survived my backpacking adventure, and I'm gonna turn that off so we won't run no interference. I was earlier, well, for me, it was yesterday. My internet was absolutely awful. And so everything was just spinning, spinning, spinning. So this is my good time of morning. And also, I'm thinking I really did, I liked the time that I did on, I think it was Sunday. So it was like about 8:30 at night for me and about 12 noon, 11 for everybody else. So um, let me know if the sound is coming in okay and it's not sticking or whatever, because I see my little signal thing is flashing up and down, and I just want to make sure that it stays okay. So as you can see here in the background, I'm doing arts and crafts and everything. So, all right. Oh, 6 minutes in. All right, let's get it because I might want to go back to bed for sure. Anyway, I am streaming from my hut in Kenya. So let's see. All right. Let's start off with I set a budget. I blew that budget out the butt um, in Nairobi. And so no worries because I thoroughly enjoyed Nairobi. That was my first time in Nairobi. So if this is your first time or you're keeping up, So, I did my first backpacking journey. I went from, I went to Kenya. And in Kenya, I had a great time. I went to the national park, Nairobi National Park. I saw the animals. I went to the elephant orphanage and the giraffe center. And it was absolutely amazing. I'm going to take this first banner down because it's annoying me today. Today it's annoying me. And so um, I went to Diani Beach. And that one, I just want to kind of focus on that one. I stayed at the Diani Backpackers, and it was my first taste of authentic hostel living in a dormitory. Our dormitory had 8 bunk beds, and it was full, y'all. I was in the international dorm. It had 16 beds, 8 bunk beds, and it was full, like pretty much the whole time. Like in the morning, one set of people would leave, and then by evening time, the other set of people would come in. So I watched a large group of people go, and then another large group come in. Um, the first hostel that I stayed in Nairobi, it only had 2 beds in the room, but I was in there by myself, so I didn't really get the full Monty. And a big group of people came in, like 15 people. They came in, and I was asked, if it was going to disturb me, I could move and all this stuff. And I had been there like 2 or 3 days. And these people actually only stayed overnight. But when I tell you they came in, they locked the door. I was locked out, but I had to go through like another room outside and bobbing and weaving to come back in until they came back with the key, the very same key that I was told I couldn't lock the door because the night before I was there all by myself. There was no staff. There was no other people staying there. And so the front door was open and I could hear everybody walking by. And so I was just like, can I lock that door? And they told me, no, lock the door on my room and I will be okay. So I was like, okay. So then this huge group of people came in from the Czech Republic, locked the door, took the key with them. I'm locked out. And then turned around and asked me to pack up my stuff if I wanted to move somewhere else so that it's not to be disturbed. I don't think so. So when I told the girl, I was like, well, where are they from? She was like, oh, Czech Republic. And I was like, oh, okay. And so it kind of, I peeped the game and I was just like, oh, okay, I'm good. I'm not going nowhere. And they ended up leaving the next day. And mind you, that big group of people, it was only 2 other rooms that they were staying in and 3 beds. I'm just saying. I don't know if me and my people, we need to learn how to lay up on top of each other or what, but that was different. And so I left there. I took my first train ride, which was really actually nice. I've never been on a train ride before. And the only down part about that was that it was a Sunday. So the food car was closed. And so I couldn't walk through like all the way through to the other cars. Hello, Comedic Energy. And so I tried to, but she was like, no, you can't go through. And I was like, okay, no problem. It was smooth up until a certain point. Then it got a little wobbly and it was nice. So, and for that, I splurged. I did first class, which was like $30. And so I get to Diani Beach. Let's just say Diani Beach was the bomb. Okay. And so in this hostel, in my dorm there was like maybe 2 or 3 different dorms, some private bungalows. And okay, so this particular hostel, Diani Backpackers, it was kind of cool. Like I said, sister and bestie, they would have ditched on me because they both said, and I'm telling you, they say stuff verbatim. Can't you upgrade? Can't you get into something else? Yes, but that's not the point of this trip. The point of this trip was being a backpacker and staying in the hostels. And so this particular one, y'all know, I tell y'all time and time again, I'm a little immature. So at almost 54 years old, I'm staying in this hostel. I had to for sure be the oldest person in there. But when I tell you I had fun, I probably wouldn't recommend that one for anybody over 30 unless you have an open mind and you like to have a good time, because when I tell you these young'uns was partying and it was nice, we had a nice pool and it was maybe like a 10-minute walk to the beach, and it was really really nice. And so they had a restaurant, they had a bar, and no sleep till Brooklyn, because they were very, very courteous when it came to late night coming into the dorm. Everybody's using their little pin light or whatever. And I just had one incident when the crew came in from Ecuador and turning on all the lights in the middle of the night. And we're like, no, 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 turn the lights off and use your pin light. I don't care how big your suitcase is, use your pin light. And so that was the only little incident. Other than that, everybody was really, really nice. The last night, one of the little girls from Germany, she came and she's like, "Can I sit with you?" Because they have these little like day bed looking things all around the pool. And I was like, "Sure." And the next thing I know, it's like five of us sitting on this day bed, and we getting henna done and chit chatting and hey, Money Hotep, and the whole 9 yards. That was Saturday night, and Friday night and Saturday night at this place is party night. I mean, like everybody from all around comes and they party. Like literally, they got the DJ, the whole nine. And so Saturday night, somebody talked about I went live on Facebook, and okay, let's just say they talked about my angle, like I didn't get the right angle. I'm sorry, but we were drinking, so you lucky you got an angle at all. So I found out that I am the queen of beer pong. I still got it for all my military people that know how I used to get it in. I still got it. And beer pong is fun. It might be a new thing, but yes, I met a crew of people. Um, a young lady from San Francisco, one from Seattle, Washington, and she was there with a guy from New Delhi, India, and Kenya. And so we had a really, really good time. I promise you, at one point during the week, I thought it was Smoke Palooza. They was getting it in for those of y'all that like to participate with that. I do not, but do your thing. I don't get it how you living. It was fun. So at that one, I got there a day early because I didn't know how the train was going to, it sometimes when you look online for a lot of stuff like buses and trains, it does not tell you how long it's going to take you to get somewhere. So the train actually only took me like 6 hours, I think. So I was, excuse me, I was able to get there in the daytime. And I got there a day early, and then I extended for 2 days because I had so much fun. So next stop, Kisumu. And let's just say Kisumu had to be the worst stop. And I didn't even stay there overnight. I got there at like 5 o'clock in the morning, and which was considered kind of a day late for my reservations. Now, everything I did, none of this is sponsored. I have no sponsors, but I'm a genius on booking.com because I use them so much. So I do get, even though it's already cheaply priced, I get an additional discount for that. So if you use it regularly, you get start getting like 10, 15, 20% off. And so I booked this for like 2 days, I think 2 or 3 days. I was supposed to get there that Sunday, but I got there early Monday morning. So what they did, they went in and canceled my reservation on booking, even though I was communicating with the person and letting them know what time I was going to be there. Now, those days that I stayed, it was supposed to be 2 days, I think, Monday and Tuesday. I got there Sunday, so Sunday night, Monday night, and it cost me $22 on booking. They canceled my booking and then charged me $20 for one night. And I was like, okay, we good. I got there 5:30 in the morning. By 9 p.m., I was gone. I was like, we good. It was way back off the beaten path and very hilly. I made a lame attempt to walk to the main road, and it was so hilly. I mean, I met some little boy on the trail, and he was walking with me, and we was laughing and talking. And I was like, we ain't got to that main road yet. Boy, it's hot. It's 7,000 degrees. I'm going to turn around and go back and call for somebody to send me for what I'm going looking for. So yeah, and that when I had my own room as well, but it was really nice. If you like that farm, they had chickens and goats and everything, and it was back up nestled on a hilltop, and I was just not feeling it. So I left, got on the bus, and headed to Kampala. Um, Kampala was amazing. Now, the I was so outdone because I don't know. I'm a little older, and most of the people in here are my age group. So y'all remember that back in the days with Uganda and stuff that was going on. Uganda was very modern. And it is labeled, Uganda is deemed, Kampala is deemed party central. So the party starts about 7 or 8 o'clock at night in Kampala, I guess any night of the week, but especially on the weekend. And they party until the next day. Kind of like if you ever been to a party in Brooklyn, you've been to the club, you go at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and you don't come out till 7 o'clock in the morning. Who does that? When I was younger. And so they had a really nice mall. And one of the things that I noticed about Uganda, and because I pay attention, whether people think I am or not, I didn't see not one Ankara print in Uganda. Everything was modern. And also, hey, doing Garvey TV, welcome, welcome. One of the things that I noticed in Uganda, they there were people from Germany and Belgium at my Kenya hostel in Diani Beach that said they had a break between doing a semester at university in Uganda and going home to wherever they was from, going back to school. So if you don't understand why I'm saying that is most people in Africa are trying to get abroad. They're trying to get to the US and the UK. They're like, oh, the education is better, that this is better, that is better. Anyway, why they coming in here to go to university. So you got people from other countries coming into Africa, going to university. And really, most of them were saying they were in Uganda going to university. And I passed up one of the universities and it was really nice. Now cosmetics, superficial, what's the insides like? Same thing with education, same thing with people. You're pretty on the outside and ugly on the inside. So, but these people are coming here, and I've met at least 2 or 3 people that said they were in Uganda to go to university. And I actually met them in Kenya at the beach while they were on break. And so at this hostel, our room only had 4 bunks. And oh my God, yes, there's a story for Uganda. So I met a young lady that said she was from Manhattan. And she came in with this giant, Louis Vuitton tote bag looking for a private room because XYZ was happening at their big house. And she didn't want to go to the other big house to stay. And so she came there and started talking to me. And she was like, I want to stay in the room with her. And I was like, oh, here we go. So I think it's safe to say that I might be crazy for real, because they said you are what you attract. So I attract the craziest people. And so this young lady, she was, hello, I'm going to tell you the truth. Welcome. She said, I think she said she was 30, and she had on the eyelashes, the wig, the Coca-Cola body. You know, I peeped them scars, but she was built up like a brick shit house. I ain't gonna lie. And she just wore me out within a couple of days and started getting on my nerves. And I had to dismiss her. I was like, girl, okay. One day we walked to the mall 3 times. And so it's a good walk down to the mall, and it's all uphill coming back. It was like climbing Kilimanjaro. And the first time I was like, woo, I ain't gonna make it. The second time I was like, all right, we're doing this. The third time I was just like, can we call a Uber? 3 times y'all, I was getting like 20,000 steps, had on my little trusty dusty watch. I was getting in like 20,000 steps per day, which was a good thing. My glutes was killing me from climbing back up them hills, and we walked all over. And unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of good footage from Uganda. I did get some because she just kept screaming, put your phone away, put your phone away. They're going to steal your phone. They're going to steal your phone. And I'm like, girl, before you got here, I walked down the street and was videotaping and, whatever. So, yes, I still got a gang of footage that I need to edit. But I'm starting to feel these live videos. I'm really digging it. And, you know, so that Uganda, I think I got there a day early. There was no problems there. Um, and this hostel, the little owner and his big old dog, Gustavo, they were on the property. They stayed on the property. And he was from upstate New York. And I forgot how old that man said he was. A little young boy. I can't, trying to stop saying little. The young man was from upstate New York, Poughkeepsie. Poughkeepsie? Yeah, Poughkeepsie. And this is, I think I spoke on another video. He was actually renting the place and turned it into a hostel. And before I left there, they were finishing up an addition on the property. And the people across the street were leaving, and he was going to rent that house from them, which was 10 rooms. And so me and the girl, we sitting there, she was like, you can't make no money off of this. And we were adding and subtracting because she actually found that particular hostel, the dorm, they called it a dorm, but it only had 4 bunks. After Deani Beach, four bunks in a room, that's just 4 beds in a room. But she found a bunk for $5 a night on Agoda, Agoda. Let me see if I can put. I don't really know about that. I don't use it, but she showed me, and I went on. It's another thing like booking.com if you do hostels. And she found it. I got mine for like, I think $8 a night. Was it 8? So I think mine was like $8 a night. And so you figure in our little building, it was 4 bunks in that room. Then it was 2 single rooms, and then go through the kitchen to the garage. He done put 9 bunks in the garage. And then there was another little building that had like 3 single rooms. And one of them had its own private bathroom, but the other 2, they had to come into our building and use the 2 showers. 2 seems to be the number. 2 showers, 2 toilets. And then he was building this other like hut. And I think it was 3 rooms in that. And my sisters always tell me, you naive, you lame, you behind the time. I had never seen a triple bunk bed before. Is that a thing? Like 3 bunks. And that's what he had. He had 3 of those in the garage. He has converted the garage. And so we started adding and subtracting, and he was making quite a bit of money. The girl was like, oh, this area is posh. They like to use the word posh. It's posh, and the rent goes for X amount of dollars. I think she said like something like $3,000. And I'm like, how? You talking about 3,000 Ugandan shillings? I mean, it's nice. It ain't $3,000 worth of nice, but I guess I can take that back because somewhere we walked by was it some embassies. So, and Kampala is the capital. So anywhere you go, if you stand near the embassies, is high dollar because they price gouge the snot out of embassies and the government pays for it. So it could well very well been, but it was really, really nice. Now the traffic in Uganda is ridiculous. I'm talking LA, Chicago, George Washington Bridge, all mixed together. And so there's a trillion bodas, motorbikes, and they in and out. I still ain't got this wide load on a motorbike yet. I still need to lose a couple more pounds before I even attempt it, because you won't be making me go viral talking about I'm killing the suspension on a motorbike. My seat is big for you. My seat is big. It ain't big enough for me, buddy. I'm gonna need you to keep it moving. Not on my watch. And they be bobbing and weaving through the cars, and I'm just like, just a nervous wreck. No, 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 no. So the title is, Was I Treated Differently? Because we're going to wind this one down. It is what it is. It is what it is. So as you all know, I got finished with that and I rode the bus all the way back to Nairobi. That took about 15 or 16 hours. And yes, absolutely. And then I had to shuttle from Nairobi to Namanga trying to get home. And I was denied entry back into Tanzania. You saw that on the last video. Ain't gonna get into that. So, adjust and adapt. I now stay in Kenya. Real simple. And when this run out, hopefully it won't, I'll be on to the next destination. So I said all of that to say we had three major locations. I'm not even going to count Kisumu because I didn't even stay there overnight. So in Nairobi, I had interaction with the large group from Czech Republic. In Diani Beach, lots and lots of Europeans there. I had interaction with people from Belgium, Germany, Israel, Ecuador. Where else? Some other places I can't think right now, but for the most part, most of them were from Belgium and Germany. And in Uganda, I met a nice young lady who you'll see when I edit that video. I interviewed her, and that's another story in itself too. She was very nice though. So every night she set up her little stuff and her candles. She was from Bulgaria, and so interaction. And each place I can say there was one person, one African that I could clearly, visibly see the difference between how I was treated versus how they were treated. Now, mind you, in these places, there was very little interact. Most of the people, like in Nairobi, there was looked like a Muslim couple from. They may have been Kenyan, they may have been from Ethiopia. I don't know, but they didn't say hello. They didn't say hi. None of that, and they left like the next night. They were gone. No worries. In Diani Beach, there was a lot of like people that looked like me that were coming, but they weren't really staying for long. Maybe they might have stayed 2 days or whatever and were gone. They didn't speak. The bartenders would literally turn their back on me and go help the other people. And then I had to knock on the little bar and say, hey, girl, they still over there spinning their wheels. Oh, what is? Throw me that beer. And then you go help them. Okay. But upon returning after the fact, she's been fired. I didn't tell on her, but somebody complained. She got fired. And for the most part, the people from Europe were very nice. And they came over and they spoke to me because, I was sitting back. I'm like looking like, am I going to dip or am I even going to like this? And I was, fairly pleasant. And I do have a funny story. I'm sorry. It's not really funny, but it is funny to me because when you act a certain way, I'm myself all the time. And I don't change and I damn sure I don't shuffle. Okay, not for nobody. So there was a little young lady that when she came up to speak to me on my as soon as I arrived at the hostel at the beach, she was like, "Hi, hi, how are you?" And at that moment, I was sitting there. One, I was hot. I got my backpack on. I'm carrying bags, and the little gal trying to tell me she gonna put me on a top bunk. So I wasn't really feeling festive, and especially not for, hey, chumps, that, hey, how are you? That little, I don't even know what you call that sickening ass annoying voice, but I was like, hello. Um, something I was like, I don't know. I said, look, I said, young lady, I said, right now I'm just trying to get settled. Okay. I don't even know what you're saying to me. She was in the pool and something. And so she swam away. And I guess it hurt her little feelings. And she didn't speak to me the rest of the time. Like she would just look the other way. And I wanted to apologize to her if I came off a little harsh because it wasn't my intention, but you caught me at the wrong moment. Okay. Now, this whole time, like she was a part of the first group that left. So they were there for like 3 or 4 additional days. And she wouldn't speak to me. She wouldn't say nothing to me. So she was hanging around this little group of girls, I guess from wherever they were, Germany or Belgium or whatever. And she was really like just over the top. Are you guys gonna go? Like, are you guys going to the beach? It was so funny because I was just like, oh my gosh. So this one particular morning, she gets up, she comes, the girls are sitting at one of the tables by the restaurant, and she comes, looked me in the face, turned her head, went over to them, was like, are you guys going to the beach? And they were like, oh, well, yeah, such and such. And she said, well, I'm just going to sit my bags here and go get something. And she went inside to order her food. And then another girl walks up to this group and said, she said, hey, she said, I was only able to get a 4-passenger vehicle. So I'm counting like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they were like, we don't see why that should be a problem. And they got up, went over to this other girl that was sitting over things. So that's 5 people. And they said whatever to her, got their stuff, and they started walking out the gate. And so here come little Miss Muffet out the restaurant. And I saw her just like her face just look, because I guess she thought she was going with them. And she kind of stopped in her tracks, and then she went to make a step, and then her shoulders just slumped, and I almost felt sorry for her. And they went on about their business. They left her there, and she was sitting there, and she still didn't say nothing to me. And I got a good little chuckle out of that. I was like, Becky and them left your ass, didn't they? Well, what else? And I just thought it was funny. So you're like, I was going to the beach. You never said to me, oh, are you going to the beach? So she asked some other guy, like, and he was like, yeah, I'm going. She was like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. You mind if I go with you? And he was like, no. And I was like, good, because I don't want to be bothered with that annoying voice anyway. But this is how I was being treated, like by my own people. And, it's like, okay. And so the little preferential treatment. And so then in Uganda, there was one person, and I didn't say nothing because I peeped how he was acting. Um, like this, I need my coffee first thing in the morning. It's just a gimme. I need it black and strong with a little sugar in it. And the lady had been making, the first cook that was there, she had been giving me this cool little pot. It's like a pot with a filter in it on this thing that you kind of strain it. It was really neat. But anyway, she made the whole pot for me and gave me the pot, set it outside on the little table, let me do my thing, sitting out looking over the entire Kampala because we were up on this hill. So I come to him, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Can I get that coffee so I can be cordial? And he was like, oh, you want coffee? Yeah. This mofo, I cannot make this up, gave me a mug, and he poured me half a mug of coffee. And I sat there and looked at him like he was crazy. And I was like, that's all you giving me. You're not even gonna, this ain't tea, boo. This is coffee. Fill that mug up. And so he poured a little bit more, like, I promise you, like 3 drops in. And I was just like, okay, whatever. And I went and sat at the table and I waited and I waited and I waited. And then this European comes in, sits down, goes in the kitchen, come back and sits down. And he got brought out a whole tray of breakfast. And I was like, was that my breakfast? you know, because I've been sitting here waiting. Oh, did you want breakfast? I said, Henry, is it? No worries. I know how to do reviews. And so I said nothing. And the other girl came. She's like, what's his problem? She's like, he did this, this, this. And I was like, there's always one. Just ignore him. Don't let him put a damper on the situation. And so in the meantime, the young lady from Bulgaria sat across the table from me. She's talking. And she was like, what's the matter? I was like, I need some coffee. I said, but apparently it's an issue. And she was like, oh, she said, hold on. She got up. She went into the kitchen. She came back and sat back down. I promise you, like 2 minutes later, Henry comes out the kitchen with full breakfast and the pot of coffee. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm light. I ain't that light, huh? Anyway, keep it moving. It didn't put a damper on the situation. I was just glad when the original cook came back and I didn't have to deal with Henry. Another incident was the guy that I was dealing with. I had to use his cell phone to order delivery food. And so I had been waiting and I was like, you think they're running late? Can you check your app and see? Because he left. Can you see what time, how long it's going to be? He said, oh, she was 5 minutes away. She should be at the gate. Tell Henry to go to the gate to get your food. They've already been paid. And I was like, okay. I said, hey, Henry, can you go to the gate to get my food? They're on their way and they should be at the gate. No, they'll ring the bell when they get here. I said, oh, I'm sorry if there was any amount of confusion. I didn't mean to ask you. I was telling you what the other guy told me to tell you, to take your ass to the gate and get my food. And he kind of looked. Yeah, go get my food, loser. I don't know what your problem is, but you got the right one. So he went there. And as he was walking there, they was ringing the bell because they was outside. And I was just like, I don't know what Henry's problem is, but Henry needs some diversity training, which most of these people here do. Like they will break a bone trying to cater to other people. And I noticed it. I peeped it. And it's all over. It's everywhere. Even in the United States, we got some of those. I think, what do we call them? Negropeans. We got some of those coons that like to buffoon and shuffle and break their neck for other people that don't give a damn about them. But anyway, we're going to keep this on a positive note. The 3 countries. How did I feel about being in the 3 different countries? Staying in Tanzania, visiting Kenya frequently. I usually just go to the border, and staying in Uganda. Everybody was extremely nice in the latter 2 countries. Everyone was helpful. Everyone, if you don't understand something, my Swahili is hey, Andre, I'm not good at Swahili. Like I know words, I definitely know numbers. Oh, and they don't even speak Swahili in Uganda. So I noticed like in Tanzania, when you try to say certain things or try to pronounce these hard ass 15-letter words, they laugh at you, they snicker and giggle. And then I have to like come out and pretend like I'm like the super smart person, like, is speaking the Deutsch? Parlez-vous français? Is speaking Espanol? You only speak Swahili, and you want to laugh at me because I can't speak Swahili, which is only spoken over here in Kenya and Tanzania and possibly South Africa. I thought they spoke it in Uganda, but apparently not. And you want to laugh at somebody, and they speak English all over the world. I'm not an advocate for English, but they speak that shit all over the world. And you want to laugh at somebody like miss me with it. So it was issues and friction in Tanzania. And I was there long enough to recognize it, get used to it, and then feel like, yeah, I can't deal with this. In Kenya, they pride themselves on speaking English. Now, I'm not saying, because I know we were stripped of our language. So anybody of my people want to come for me, don't. Um, my block finger is strong, and I will take only so much before I block you. Let me just state that for the record. Let me and put right here. If you're watching this video and you do not agree with something that I say, that's fine and dandy. There is a respectable way to voice your opinion. Not that I care about your opinion. This is my channel, okay? So if you want to be one of those cyber gangster, keyboard gangsters and say stupid shit on my channel, that to the point to where it offends my other subscribers, you will be blocked. I'm sorry. Yes, they say, you can be friends with somebody and have a different opinion. Yes, I can, because generally, if you get to the title of being my friend and you disagree with me, there's a way to say stuff to me, just as a way that I would say things to you. So be mindful, be respectful. I'm not a child by any stretch of the mean. I tell people all the time, I'm immature, super petty. But you will not come on my channel in my comments with your bullshit, because I will block you. And it's just the bottom line. If you see that I'm not responding to your comments, take notice that I'm peeping game, and you only got like one or two more times to put some negative bullshit in my comments, and then I'm just going to block you. Real simple. Now, back to your regularly scheduled programming. So people, they tend to look down their nose at you, and it's almost like an aggression in Tanzania. And I just tried to overlook it. They expect you to just give them big ticket things. These are big ticket items. You asking for cell phones and laptops. And I'm like, woo, I'm sorry, I've never experienced that before. I have experienced in the United States people asking for money. I am a retired truck driver, so I'm used to people that are actually down on their luck, drug addicts, drunks, whatever reason, you homeless, you don't have no money, or you just trying to run game, and you hanging out at the truck stops because you think, oh, hey, truckers got money and they're going to give me some. Not on my watch. I've heard every story there is to hear as to why you need money. I've heard that we run out of gas, we traveling story more than I've cared to know. I've heard all sorts of stories as to why you need money. I've also worked in the healthcare profession when people are trying to get extra prescription for narcotic prescriptions. I've heard everything. My purse was stolen. I lost my purse. My dog ate the prescription, the whole 9 yards. So for you to just blatantly come and ask me for a cell phone or a laptop, that's not a necessity. That's a material want. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I make no apologies about telling people no in a foreign country that I know nothing about. I don't know you like that. No is no. No, a whole no. Okay. Real simple. Kenya, y'all own something, but y'all cool as shit. They cool in Kenya. They cool. And they have their share of people that, I'm assuming they are targeting. Anywhere you go, you're going to be targeted, because for some reason, and I don't blame the local people, I blame my people from the United States. You come over here and you floss and you front with your money, because it goes a long way. Let my memory serve me correctly. $1 is 2,300 Tanzanian shillings. It's about 105, 110 Kenya shillings, and it's like over 3,000 Ugandan shillings. Okay, so when you go with $1 and you see, oh my gosh, but it starts to add up. Okay, then $1 and $2 items start adding up. So no, I can't go around giving everybody 50, 10, 20,000, whatever shillings you asking for, because you got a sob story. My housekeeper came to me they're super cheap. They're like, oh, I'm not supposed to say the word cheap either because whatever, people when they isms. But it costs maybe anywhere from $1 to $2 a day for a dada in Tanzania. Now, the only reason I got one in Arusha was I couldn't keep up with the sweeping. I lived on a dirt road, and as you know, they do build stuff really fast. So there's all sorts of holes around the windows. You know, it's like you can see 1-inch gaps around the doors, around the windows, and that dust just comes in. And if I didn't sweep it like every day, which if you know me, no, I don't like that, I would have a desert in my house. And so I had somebody come in a couple of days a week just to sweep. And I got rid of like all 3 of them because 1, you're not going to be rifling through my stuff. That's not an option. 2, don't come in here begging me for stuff with these sob stories. The last one, hey Nettie, sorry. The last one the last 3 times kept showing up with these notes written in English asking for money for different things. And I'm like, no, just no, because I'm not rich. I'm not even wealthy. Okay. I don't know what you're thinking. You know, I caught her and I didn't catch her. I'm sitting at the table watching her go through stuff. And I'm like, what are you looking for? And she was like, oh, Miatano. They got a little 500 shilling piece in Tanzania. And because I keep coins, I be pitching them. Like I put them, try to keep them in a thing. But she's like, didn't ask. She's just looking for coins. And I'm like, okay, so if I wasn't sitting here, what you gonna be looking for? A 1, 5, or 10,000 shilling bill? No, I can't have that. So get on the good foot. I have to sweep this damn floor myself. No problem. I'm not above it. They taught me in boot camp. That's where I learned how to sweep in boot camp, so like whatever. But Uganda, the people there were very nice. They were extremely nice. Like, oh, we having a party. Come to our party. No, not me. Not me. They were very helpful, and they were trying to communicate with you like they speak Ugandan. They don't even speak Swahili, which I thought they did. And they was looking at me like I was crazy. And they was like, no, we speak Ugandan or whatever they were saying. I'm like, oh, okay. But, blah, blah, blah. And they were very helpful. And even though I did get taken by cab drivers, and I think cab drivers all over the world are shysters. If you're a cab driver, no offense, don't take it personal, just take it. All over the world. So the driver from the bus station to my hostel in Uganda, he charged me 50,000 Ugandan shillings, which was about $10 or $12, something like that. And to go 4 kilometers, I say kilometers, and they keep saying kilometers. Yeah, kilometer, tomato, whatever. And I was like, okay, because the hostel said that they charge 100,000 to go to the airport. And I knew the airport was a little further. So I figured, okay, maybe this is like half the distance. I don't know. So I paid him. I was like, okay. So when I left, I got an Uber. Yeah, Uber was only 9,000. I was like, oh, he got me, but that's okay. I got once every now and then. It's okay. Live and learn, no hard feelings. So I had booked, he had came like the day before I was leaving, and he said, I'll be here at 4:00. And I said, well, I need to be there. They said, be there by 4:30. Y'all traffic is awful. And so he was adamant that he was coming at 4:00. So I ordered an Uber, and there was no way for me to cancel. So with him, so I ordered an Uber, and the Uber came and got me at 3:30, and I went on about my business. So petty Betty. And anyway, that was that. And so as a whole, I was treated very nicely in Uganda. Kenya, they all right. They still cool. I got another little pesty little child that thinks he want to be hanging out with me. I'm hungry. Now you hungry? You can get something to eat. I don't have nothing to cook on. I got a rice cooker and a broken 2-eye thing because yes, some things got missing in transit. And so make do with, if I have to be raw vegan until I can get what I can get, that's fine too, because I know how to do that. And he was like, oh, did you say that you boil some eggs? I said, yeah, I boil some eggs because I know they don't refrigerate the eggs over here, y'all. So that's another thing that I have to get out of my mind, my Western mindset, because when I would buy eggs in Tanzania, I would take them home and put them in the refrigerator. But here, even in Kenya, they don't refrigerate eggs. So I'm wondering if that's just a thing in the US. Are we the only people that refrigerate eggs, or am I the only person that refrigerate eggs? Well, no, because they got the little egg thing on your door in your refrigerator. So they don't refrigerate eggs here. So, which makes me a little nervous, because if you watch my last video, you know that my friend in Namanga, he sold my refrigerator. Instead of saying, we don't have no space for your refrigerator, he said, I'm selling your refrigerator. And I was like, okay, because I needed that pocket change anyway. But I have no refrigerator. I have no, my mini oven didn't show up. So I got my rice cooker and I boiled me some freaking eggs. I was like, Easter eggs, y'all boil the eggs and y'all eat them Easter eggs for weeks. So I boiled my eggs just to give me peace of mind and not having them not in a refrigerator. And so he's like, did you say you boiled some eggs? And I was like, yeah. You hungry? He's like, yeah, I haven't had anything to eat. I said, okay, first of all, let me state from the record, I ain't got no manners. So don't come into my spot expecting me to say, oh, baby, did you eat? Because I'm not one of them old ladies. I'm like, mom's the word. You're hungry. Say I'm hungry. And I'll point you in the direction to the kitchen to get you something to eat. I'm not going to fix you no plate. I ain't going to do none of that. And so he went and he got him one egg and he ate the one little egg. I said, I don't have a problem with feeding you. I said, but so that there will not be any misunderstanding, I'm not going through this another again. Don't come over here asking me for no money. I don't care what the reason and rationale is. Don't ask me for no money because I ain't got none. Okay. I said, you hanging around me. You keep talking about, let's go here. Let's do this. Things that cost money. I don't got no money. No. So don't ask me and don't keep it. I said, and do not think you slick. You keep coming up in here, leaving an item. I said, one, you not my man. You too young. I said, two, you not my child. I don't have any of those. And three, we not peers. I appreciate you helping me. I said, but don't show up to my house every day because I don't like that. I said, and I hope your feelings not hurt, but I just have to tell you. I don't want to be looking in your face every day. Okay. Little boy. He like 20. But don't keep running over here. He was like, oh, there's a lady at the hostel. She does the same thing that you do. Maybe you can meet her and hang out with her. No new friends. I don't want to hang out with nobody. And I just realized that I like to be by myself. I absolutely love. And if y'all want to hang out, if I want to see some people, then I know where to find you. We went to the hostel Sunday, hung out all day long by the pool. I wanted to go to the beach. That's another thing. If I say I want to go to the beach, don't try to say, oh, well, come on, let's just hang out here. No, because we're not friends. And I said what I said. I want to do what I want to do. So I ended up hanging out over there all day long. I did get a meal. So that was okay. And I wanted to go to the beach. So later on today, I'm going to the beach. Forecast calls for cloudy skies, partly cloudy skies. They said that yesterday, but the sun was beaming. So I am learning. People think that I'm harsh and I'm aggressive. I did see a video from a Nigerian young lady that said that Africans, regardless of the situation, they like to portray that everything is hunky-dory, peace and love. We happy, even though we're struggling. That's fine and dandy too, but the truth will set you free. The truth is the light. And I don't know if I maybe need to smile more when I tell you no, but my no means no. My yes means maybe. Okay. So it's depending on how I feel. I never have, and I probably won't ever dance the shuffle while I'm telling you the truth. It's just not in me. I can't pretend like, oh, love and light. And no, you just offended me. And I don't like the way that you just begged me for money. And, you know, please forgive me. Hell no. Don't ask me for nothing. Okay. If you're not hungry, I will allow you because I'm a big girl. Big girls love to eat. I will feed you. I will make sure I don't like, and nobody will be hungry on my watch. But just stupid stuff, don't ask me. The answer is no. No. Oh, where's Simone is asleep. Her little boy said, I'm happy. I said I was gonna coin it because it was so weird. He's like three or four. And he was like, I'm happy. This little deep voice. So yes, I'm happy, but I don't have to just show you my gums all the time, which is another thing. Do not show the people here your gums because now you in a whole nother, oh, hey, the pretentious, let me get close to you, but then I'm gonna ask you for something later. Yeah, don't do it. So just be stern. You don't have to be aggressive. People think that I'm aggressive. I'm not. When you rub me the wrong way, then yes. So I've learned already. So one last story, and then I'm gonna take some questions. I took a tuk-tuk, which we call a bajaji in Tanzania. I was trying to walk up to the main street from where I live, and I was like, God, dog, is far. I didn't realize it was that far, but I made it to the main road. I stood there on that main road till I started, and I said, okay, let me walk towards the curve, and I could hear something coming in the background. The first tuk-tuk passed me by. The second one blew the horn. I was like, yes, grab this tuk-tuk because it's hot. And so I get on the tuk-tuk, and he already had a person in there. And he didn't even ask me where we're going. I said, I'm going to the market. So we get up to the main road. The market is to the left. He said, well, I'm going the other way. I can drop you there. Or I said, I can ride. I'm not in a hurry. So we turn. The first tuk-tuk that passed me by had broke down. He had two people on there. Y'all, it was 5 people in a tuk-tuk. It was us 3 ladies in the back, the driver and the guy that he picked up. And I was like, oh my gosh, there has to be an OSHA safety limit for a tuk-tuk. So if you don't know what a tuk-tuk is, it's like a motorized rickshaw. So it's a little bench in the back and the little guy riding the little motor part up front, like a motorcycle. And it's covered. And so it's big enough that I've seen like 1 million people in a tuk-tuk. Plus they put all sorts of stuff in it. And so I'm wide. I'm losing weight, but I'm still wide. So I said, oh, I'm so glad y'all skinny. Because it was all 3 of us in the back. And ironically enough, we weren't really touching. And the guy and the driver. So 5 people on a tuk-tuk. And so I drove all the way down with him, but I'm peeping game. When the first girl got off, which was kind of far down the road, she gave him some coins. And they little coins is like 10, 20, and 50. And so I watched, and then the next guy, well, he had got off first, and then the first girl got off, and then the second lady, she went all the way down the road. She gave him 100-shilling bill, and he gave her some change back. So I'm like, okay, the local people are paying 50 shillings for a ride on the tuk-tuk. I'm fixing to see what he's going to say to me because I had to ride all the way back and go to the market. He did pick up another girl along the way. He was making his money, but he was really nice about it. He was nice. And I'm like, okay, share the ride. So when we got to the market, I said, Shingapi, how much? And he was like, oh, 100. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll pay you 100 simply because the other tuk-tuk drivers want to charge me 300 shillings to go to the market. And I know that's not how much it costs. So yes, thank you. I'll do 100. You charge them 50. I'm a non-resident. You charge me 100. That I can deal with. But if you charge them 50, don't come talking about 300. It only cost me 500 to come from the shuttle when I came there all the way down. And so you want to charge me 300? Not on my watch. And then one of the drivers started yelling at me. And I was real calm. And I told him, if you ever yell at me again, I can't be held responsible. I'm going to jail. I said, now who you talking to? And he got real quiet. Because when people start doing stupid, crazy stuff, I've learned be real calm. That scares people. It's kind of psychotic, but it's fun. Anyway, I'm enjoying my time in Kenya. I thoroughly enjoyed my time in Uganda. If I had to rate them in order, I would say Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania. The next set of countries that I would like to backpack way down the road, maybe before the end of the year, I would like to do Namibia, Botswana, and Angola. That's my next set of 3 that I will try and attempt. So I'm going to be putting my coins to the side for that as to now. Chumps, if you're still in here, I'm in Kenya, my dear. I'm in Kenya. So, it is what it is. And are there any questions? I don't know if my moderator is still here. I don't know if I'm even still online because the thing is not moving. Let's see. No questions. Any questions? Regina, yes, you should know firsthand how petty I am. I've been petty, and this is not something that I just learned. Regina can vouch for me. I've been petty since I came into this world. Yeah, vengeful and petty. It's my personality. It's a winning personality for me. So, it is what it is. Okay, just want to know. I see people over here on the screen, but the comments ain't moving. So yeah, any questions about any of it? What I learned? Will I do it again? Did I enjoy myself? Yes, I will do it again. I thoroughly enjoyed myself for the most part. The positive fun definitely outweighed the negative. I can honestly say the worst time to be had was traveling. So on the way out of Tanzania, I got stuck at customs for 7 extra hours. On the way to Nairobi, I got let out on the side of the highway. I'm talking like I-75, I-10, I-40 type of highway, not just, this was a multi-lane, I think a potential to be like a 6-lane highway, because my hostel kept saying they were in Nairobi, but they actually were not in Nairobi. So had I gone into Nairobi, I would have had to pay an arm and a leg to get back to that hostel. So he was like, no, tell the guy to let you out. And so literally let out on the side of the road. Sister said, now that's what you should have been videotaping. I'm like, girl, it was, first of all, pitch black dark. Second of all, I was trying not to get run over because it was like, what animal like scurries, like a squirrel will scurry out in the street and then turn around and run back and you slamming on the brakes. Well, these people don't slam on no brakes. You will get your butt run over. And nextly, I was trying to pull my stuff out because you can run up on me if you want to in this dark. I'm nervous. I got a nervous twitch and I'm just stab. I'm just saying, I ain't got time for no phone. Plus, I didn't want my phone to get stolen. So no, you won't get no videotape like that from me while I'm by myself. Now, if I was with somebody else, I'm like, yeah, you watch the front, I watch the back, and we're going to get this little videotape. But it was something different. My trip to Kisumu on the train was fairly uneventful. If you watch that video, you will see that the poor older ladies, African older ladies, and matter of fact, one of the other girl was real young. They don't know how to get on an escalator. And so they were, I'm not laughing at that because they literally were terrified. And I guess, I don't know what you call him, security guard, but whoever he was trying to help them and explain to them how to get on the escalator. And so at one point, he just took the lady's suitcase and threw it down the escalator, and it made such a ruckus. That lady turned around. She was like, hell no, I ain't getting on this. And so they were trying to tell her where the stairs was. She's like, forget that. And the first lady, I'll send you that. I'm in Mombasa. Yeah. And the first lady, she almost fell because it's moving. And, so you lose your balance. And so the first girl that I noticed, like, okay, they're not used to using the escalator. She had a suitcase that was on wheels that, the handle up. She would put the suitcase on the thing, let the handle down, and just kind of like brace herself. And then when she got to the bottom, she just stopped right in front of the thing. And I'm like, girl, this is a moving escalator. People gonna start coming like the comedies and falling over each other. I was like, you gotta move. And she was like, oh, sorry. So I was like, oh, bless their heart. They don't know how to use escalators in Kenya. Okay. And so I got a hoot out of that. So that was uneventful. Then I said, forget that. I'm pay half the price and go all the way from Mombasa all the way to Kisumu on a bus. And it was okay. It was okay. And I peeped that the bus line that I used, if you do VIP, which is just like 2,300 shillings versus 1,900 shillings, which is $20 versus $23 versus $19, something like that. They got recliners. So coming back from Uganda, I said, I'm going to get one of these recliner seats. Maybe I have some leg room because that's my biggest issue. Like on the bus, I feel like I'm the tallest person in Africa. My knees was killing me. Okay. At one point, I just wanted to cry. My knees was hurting so bad and the pain started radiating up to my hips. And I was like, oh dear, like they crunch these seats up in there and your knees are just pressed up against the thing. So I got the recliner seat from Uganda to Nairobi. Let's just say that was the most uncomfortable seat. That thing was hard. So now my knees ain't hurting. My backside hurting and I'm squirming and I'm fidgeting and squirming and fidgeting. And so I was sitting like up by the driver. So they take a mattress and they put the mattress in that little space next to the driver, like in between what would be the driver's seat and on a normal bus where you would actually come up. But on this particular bus, there's actually one seat there. And they put a mattress up there and they was coming just powwowing, sitting, laying down, doing whatever. And I was like, oh, I think I took a picture of it somewhere. And I was like, they are just totally chilling. So that was the only thing about that ride. It wasn't too bad. And then we get the shuttle buses, which is equivalent. They call it the Matutu, equivalent to the dollar in Tanzania, and I forgot what they call it in Ghana. But that's the little minivans that they just pile everybody up in. You might be on there with goats and chickens and furniture and whatever else, but it's like $1. It's super cheap. And I take that from Nairobi to Namanga, and that's like a 3-hour ride. And I get to the border of Tanzania, and I was denied entry. So that's on the last video. That's all you need to know about that. And so, yeah. So then I got a whole shuttle, paid for every seat in the shuttle to take me and my belongings back to Mombasa because that's where I am now. And yeah. Transportation over here is something special. So I'm getting used to it. I'm like feeling like a local, even though my friend's like, you're not African. And he joked about it. And he said, well, if you was African, they wouldn't be giving you problems with your passport. But that's a whole lie because they give anybody a hassle. And so I guess East Africa, they can, if they got that East African thing, they can go to any of the little countries that participate without any problems. But we laughed about it. No problem. Ha, ha, ha. I'm still here. Okay. I'm still here. I may not be in that country, but I'm in this country and I'm still in East Africa. And now I'm on the coast and I'm enjoying life. And it looks like I'm paling out a little bit. So yeah, we'll be making a trip to the beach today. That's free. I like free. And sit on the beach and go play in the water. It's time to start dusting off my dive gear. I got fins for scuba diving, snorkeling, and free diving. And I'm fixing to put them to use. Maybe not scuba diving, but I'm going to snorkel up something a little bit, go grab the little local guy and go play with my fins. So am I happy? I am. Am I going to backpack again? I am. Am I going to stay in a dormitory again? I am. So for me, even though I did not get to get into Rwanda because they still had border issues, they've opened the border up semi, like for commercial traffic and essential workers only. So I was going to bus it from Kampala to Kigali, but I did not get to do that. And quite honestly, the budget was blown at Nairobi. And so, all in all, I spent on this trip. Lizard! Do y'all see the lizard? Oh my gosh! And it was big. That I don't like. They scare me, and we cannot coexist. Oh, there he is, right there. Oh, can you see him? I don't even know. Oh, he hid. The little SOB hid. Oh, you're gonna be, I'm gonna make you famous. Where's my stick? Yes. But anyway, see if you want to win a fight with me, throw a lizard on me. You win. What was I even saying? He didn't just scare the hell out of me. I see something scampering across the wall. Yes, I will do the backpacking thing again. And I will be going to the immigration office here soon. I've just been trying to depressurize from from everything and beg and plead. If I have to beg and plead to the symphony. Okay, Kenya, please, baby, please, please, please. But I would love to stay in Kenya. I would absolutely love to stay in Kenya. Yeah, so anyway, we're gonna all manifest that, right? We're gonna be in agreement that I get to stay in Kenya. If not, next, moving on. But the backpacking thing, I recommend that if still younger than me, 40s, 30s, and if any of, am I so hip? And do I have any 30-year-olds in here? Like, I think I'm pretty cool, like, yeah. Anyway, I recommend to stay at a dorm one time or the other, especially if you have never been in the military. I think I was able to survive the Diani Beach hostel because I am prior military. And then only time I stayed in a squad, we call it a squad bay, was in boot camp. And so I'm accustomed to being in a room. Matter of fact, when I went to boot camp, there was 82 of us. And by the time I graduated, there were 62 of us with bunk beds just lying down the squad bay. So I'm not above that. That's part of my formative years. I was 17 when I did that. Now at 53 years old, I did it again. And it wasn't so bad. Just don't try to put me on the top bunk, okay? It ain't that kind of party. Ever. Never. I'm never getting on it. Never. Okay. So even the little skinny people, like to come down, they was like scared and like, oh, shaking, getting that first step. Like if you fall, I'm gonna laugh first, then I'm gonna help you. But it was fun. It was actually fun. And it was a mixed dorm. So it was guys and girls. And like I said, everybody was very respectful of the next person. And so I really kind of was really digging it. So if I can get a hostel that was lit like that, then heck yeah, I'd be traipsing all over the world, staying in hostels. And this is the difference. We're talking a difference of it cost me, my total stay, 8 days, cost me $48. And the young lady told me that I can go get in the private bungalow for one night for $40. So a private room was $40, and I paid that $48, $8 more for 8 nights. Okay. So have I tried any exotic foods? No, only my idea of exotic, because I didn't eat it in the United States. I now officially eat goat meat. And trust me when I tell you, it tastes much different over here than it does in the United States. It doesn't have that funky, gamey taste to it. It is delicious. As a matter of fact, sometimes I have to ask, is this, or as they say, cow meat? Is this cow meat or is this something else? And what's mutton? I don't know what mutton is, but as far as seafood stuff goes, no, because I don't like oysters, clams, squid, octopus. I don't eat none of that. I'm really a basic person. I like what I like. I did start eating whole fish and I prefer it to be red snapper. And they do eat something called tilapia, but their idea of tilapia is not our idea of tilapia. Their idea of tilapia is like a broad spectrum, like they don't know what the kind of fish it is. Like, so you won't be eating a tilapia from a fish farm that's like no scales and stuff like that. These tilapia have scales and they come from the ocean. They just, I guess they don't know which fish that is. I don't know. That's just my opinion of it. But I found that I like red snapper and I definitely like grouper. I've eaten grouper before. And so I eat whole fish with the eyeballs in it. They fry it and it still had the eyeballs in it. And I'm like, oh, because before I'm like, can you take the eyeballs off? And yes, did you see that? Oh, baby, that's a whole no for me. And it looked like he got his ass over there in the corner. I don't like those. And my brother told me they've got suction on their feet. They're not going to fall. And I was banging my thing because if you make noise, they'll scamper. And that booger fell off the ceiling. I'm like, brother, don't know what the hell he talking about. It's about, y'all going to have to call 119 for me. And y'all, that's my joke when I tell people I'm going to hit you so hard, you're going to call 119. That's the number for emergency in Kenya. 119. So now my joke ain't funny no more because that's real. It's like, y'all suck the life out of me. Okay, so anyway, what's the temp at this very moment? Oh my gosh. Can you see me glistening? It is 5:48 in the morning and it is 81 degrees. Okay, so I am adjusting to my fan. I do get my fan, so I ain't got a care in the world. My fan was where it was supposed to be, or it was probably gonna go down. And I got my little neck fan, but the little boy told me, oh, you're gonna have to get used to not being under a fan. Because I said that fan right in my face. I'm like, are you kidding me? While I'm sitting in this house, I need that fan. While I'm outside, I'm good to go. I can be at the beach burning up, frying. I don't even care. But while I'm sitting in here, that fan is a must. No, ain't no AC. So don't ask in the comments. Ain't no AC player. And most of these places don't have AC. They usually have a ceiling fan or something. Okay, they bring good luck. Andre, I'm gonna need you to miss me with all that BS. I don't care what kind of luck they bring. He need to find him, need to go find him somewhere else to camp out. Okay. So yeah. Oh, and also, okay, and so I talked to Money Hotep for a very, very long time the other day because it was like just like back in the day. It was amazing. So I was telling her that at my new spot, I thought they was building some more apartments on the other side of the gate because I was being nosy and peeking through the gate like Bonita Betrayal. You know, I ain't want to gossip. You ain't heard it from me. So I was snooping. And I see this big brick building and it's just brick at the bottom. And then at the top of it was open. I was like, well, what is that? So let me get my glasses and see what y'all over there doing. Holy cow. It is a humongous chicken coop. Okay. I had no, and when I tell you it's like 50, not even 50 feet on the other side of the gate. I'm at the last apartment by the gate, and then it's this chicken coop. One, there's no smell. Two, they like real quiet unless it's feed time. Then you hear like, they like, whatever you're doing. They taking their eggs, they feed them. I don't know. But they so quiet. And I mean, it's a trillion of them in there. This is not a small chicken coop. This is a big chicken coop. So I can just see their little heads, you know. And I was like, oh my gosh. So the little boy tell me, oh yeah, get with the owner and you can get fresh chicken. No, I can't get fresh chicken. I done seen them now, boy, I can't eat them. I'm gonna need my chicken to go through the freezer section. Don't kill them, don't eat them. I got monkeys galore. And they make a lot of noise on the ceiling, scare the bejeebies out of me. And I think I got a little resident kitty cat. So I'm gonna go get the kitty cat some food and we're gonna be besties. Because guess what cats do? They get them lizards. Get the lizards, baby. Do what you trained to do. Don't bug me, but get the lizards. So yes. Can you imagine a trillion chickens? And I didn't even know, because like in the US, you know when there's some chickens, they stink to high heaven. These chickens don't stink. I'm just saying. Let me get back over here. I don't know if my person is still here or not. She might have dipped on me. But if I'm sorry, I have no manners. I'll be the first person to tell y'all no home training. And don't come from my parents because they tried, but I was learning resistant. Okay. So welcome, welcome. If this is your first time, please hit the comment section and tell me where you're watching my foolishness from. If you are returning, Karibu Sana, welcome back. And make sure you hit that subscribe button because I think my moderator left me. And yes. Hit the like button. And by all means, tell me where you're calling from. And anybody in here outside of Chumps, because I know Chumps is a man of his word. He is making moves and will be in Africa soon. Anybody else want to come to Africa on their way to Africa? Now, I'm not your tour guide or nothing like that, but let me know and I maybe can tell you, because I know people that know people, I might be able to point you in the right direction. Let me know, because I see quite a few people here that names that I haven't seen before. Welcome. Yvette, where are you? You said you used to lizards. Not me, girl. I will break my neck. First of all, I hail from Michigan. It's cold. We ain't got that. So when I moved to Florida, I was just like, I literally have run through screen doors. I don't like them. And my sister was like, I don't know why you so scared. And then when she came, she was like, oh yeah, they just like skipping all over the place. She was like, yeah, that could be a problem. Oh, no joke. And I'm too old to be falling and I can't get up. So yes, no lizards for me. I ain't getting used to it. I just can't. I can't. Okay, so you get the business. You're out of here. Yeah, my moderator must have dipped on me. So yeah, let me we're not doing all them .com whatever. All right, Dallas. I did Dallas before. I did Lancaster. I like to move. So if you don't know, and you don't, I think I've mentioned it a couple of times. When I was in the US, I moved a lot. So for me to pick up and go, or them to make me pick up and go, it's no problem. I know how to do it very well. Normally, what I had a bad habit of leaving, like I would just give away everything and then move on to the next destination. Here, not so much. I'm not going to buy nothing else new. But what I am going to do while I am sitting here in Kenya is go through my stuff because my friend's sister said, oh, you got a lot of stuff. But let me tell you about these people over here. They packed that shit up, the first one in a minivan, and then he made 2 trips. And then the second one, we put it in a 16-passenger shuttle. They took the back seat out and tied it up to the top, and they put my stuff all up inside. And that's how I came to the coast on a shuttle. And so we made it do what it do. Some of this stuff got to go. That's just the bottom line. You won't catch me again. You'll catch me slipping once, but you won't catch me twice. So next time, it'll be easy peasy because a lot of this stuff got to go. Yeah. Did you answer the tutoring question? No, I didn't. Can you please ask me again? Let me scroll up. And I'm assuming it's from you. So I don't see a tutoring question. Oh, I'm way back here. But my person was in there at that time. Child boo. Ask it again. I'm sorry because I'm way back. Oh, you're in Mbezi. Okay. When I was in Dar es Salaam, I was in Kunduchi, your next door neighbor. East Africa in September. Coming from Philly. All right, Philly, bring me a cheesesteak, girl. I think you're a girl. Bring me a cheesesteak. Philly in the house. You'll like it. It's really nice over here. Now, if you're inland, it's a little cooler. On the coast, it's definitely hot. It's hot on the coast most of the year around, and inland because there's lots of mountains in Kenya and Tanzania and Uganda. So it tends to be a little chillier. So I went from y'all having on my little tank tops or whatever at the beach to digging out my little crochet sweater that I was like, yeah, this ain't gonna do nothing. Shoot, it came in handy to keep me warm. Was I able to tutor in Kenya? Oh, there's my find my niche. Okay, I tutor online. So I get paid from the company is out of the United States, and I get paid from them. So I don't know. Most of these places, you either need a degree or a TOEFL certification to actually teach English in these countries. But I tutor English online. And if you like, I will do a session, and it won't really take long. I use Cambly, but there's a link that I have that, you can get a bonus. I can get a bonus, that whole 9 yards, yada, yada, yada. But yeah, so I tutor online, and what I do, like now, not only is there a time difference for you all, because most of y'all are from the United States, but this is the best time for internet. Now, I found that in that aspect, I have like the top cell phone company in Kenya, Safaricom. And during the daytime in this particular area, they suck. Okay. Now there's some US company on their way in to give them better access to whatever it is they need to do. But they have like from in the middle of the night when people go to bed until like maybe 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, I have no issues with it. So that is the time that I tutor. And I noticed that my Middle Eastern students are still dedicated. And they told me there's something, the Turkish people, their economy is really bad. So I've lost most of my Turkish students. And now, but I've gained Brazil and Mexican students. So my Mexico City and my Bahia and Rio students, Sao Paulo, Brazil. I had a student from Peru and Colombia. So it's kind of shifting. I do not have not one African student, not a one. Well, I take that back. I keep forgetting about Egypt, but they all in Saudi Arabia. So my Egyptian students are actually now living in Saudi Arabia, and that's why I have them. So mostly Middle East and South America and Asia, China and Japan. So yeah, that's where my students come from. And so I'm up in my ante, and I don't care what nobody say. I'm still not working full time. Okay. I think I burned myself out in the US, and you have to know your limits. When I drove before they stuck all these regulations and everything on, I was an outlaw. I would drive until I opened my eyes until I couldn't hold them open no more. And I would drive till the cows come home. And it was no big deal for me to sit in that seat and drive 1,000 miles. You know what I'm saying? Like I would go from Winnie, Texas to Brunswick, Georgia in one setting. And most of the guys couldn't even keep up with me. I hit the tree line and get down in the woods and mash my foot on the accelerator. I put my foot in it and get it to get and turn my music up loud. And that's how I roll. So I really think I burned myself out. Trucking, if you're in the industry, some people are fortunate to get out unscathed. Most people, their health starts failing because all they do is sit in that seat, and the vibration is not good for you. One, the diet is horrible. And so my cousin, shout out to my cousin, he retired after 40 years in November or the week after Thanksgiving or whatever. And he actually went to Belize, but I think he's back. I don't think he liked it, but he's healthy. He's still healthy. And I know for a fact that he would take his food with him. But if you're a truck driver and you're out there on the road, that's something that you probably want to do because the diet on the road is very unhealthy. So all that trucking weight and Depo-Provera weight that I had on me when I moved here, it just started melting off. I was worried, not worried, but people probably like, she over there in Africa starving. No, actually, I eat very good. If I don't do shit ass else, I eat very good. And I eat potatoes and rice usually every day. And the weight is still melting off because whatever it is in the soil over here, it ain't in the soil over there. And the food here is actually very healthy. And so it just comes off like there's no preservatives, additives, preservatives, no excess sugar, the hardly any sugar. And oh, look at Super Nurse. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Thank you. Yes. So it's a whole different ball game. You know, if you stay over here for any amount of time, the weight, and somebody said it, and I was like, yeah, right, that's gonna work for you. It never happens for me. Every time somebody say, oh, it's just gonna this, that, and the other, it ain't gonna happen to me. When I tell you the weight is just melting off, and I'm even to the point now where like, oh, I'm just sitting here eating and I'm just gonna get big as a house. And the weight is still coming off. I wear a lot of waist beads. And when I started, they was way up under my breast. And now I literally in Uganda was fixing to go somewhere and I was like, what is that? Uncomfortable. My waist beads was actually finna hit the ground. And I was like, yay, yay, now I can adjust them. I was refusing to adjust them until they got to a certain point, and they've gotten to that point and passed it. So am I working now in Kenya? I do my tutoring. And so one of the visas that I was looking for in the retirement visa in Kenya, proof of $24,000 a year. I'm sorry, y'all. That's a lot. That's a lot. And I don't make that, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, just got to figure out a way to see if I can get a waiver for that, because I do make enough to survive. I make more than enough to survive. If even with just working 4 hours a day, maybe 6 days a week, I can make more than half of that. But I'm not willing to work full time. So if that's not acceptable, then I'll just move on to somewhere else. And so with that visa, you can stay as long as you want. So I'm going in there and beg. What do they call it? Political asylum. I'm a mental asylum. I plead mental asylum. I'm crazy. Please let me stay. Please, please, please. But yeah, so while working out, I'm gonna go and actually speak with someone in immigration and see what I can do. If not, it is what it is. So let me see. Oh yeah, Turkey. Oh, is that what happened? Because my students, so I know something is going on. My students I had a lot of students from Turkey. And let me tell you something about Turkish people. They love their country. And I'm like, I'm on my way. I'm coming to see y'all. And they were like, teacher, when you come, you can stay with me. You don't have to get a hotel. Very friendly, very nice. And they just disappeared. They all disappeared. And I was like, well, is it the time change? Because my Middle Eastern students is on it. They up. I work from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. here. And my Middle Eastern students, they on it. They up. And I'm like, where did my Turkish? Okay, so now I'm sad because Turkey is something that I didn't expect. I don't know when I thought of Turkey, I thought of these little old ladies with scarves on. Basically, Turkey is like, they look like the Middle East. Like a lot of them have curly, frizzy hair. And I'm like, okay, and they're Muslim, and I was just shocked. It wasn't what I was expecting. I don't know. I wasn't expecting that from Turkey, but it was a pleasant shock, and they're very friendly, very nice on class. They really are. Oh my gosh, you work 2 jobs till you turn 40? Yes, because it'll burn you out. And I know we say we have to do what we have to do to survive. And a lot of it is like I try to explain to people, and at the rate of trying to sound harsh against the United States. The United States is not all that people like. There is not just Africans, everybody. Oh, I want to go to the US. I want to go to the US. The US is expensive. When you compare the US and the UK to every other country in this world, they are super duper expensive. It's like being in the United States. You're going to live in California or New York. It's mad expensive. And you got these other 46 continental states in between that's so much more cheaper. But everybody wants to live in California or New York. And so people want to come to the US and they think that is so much better, but they don't understand that more money, more problems. Yes, you're going to make great money and you're going to spend it. And hopefully you won't fall prey to, like I said, the young lady, she came there with this. I mean, I've never seen a tote bag that big. She's like, oh, it's my purse. Girl, that ain't no purse. That is not a purse. It was huge with all the LVs all over. It was nice. Back in the day, I probably would have, tried my hand at spending all that money for it. But I learned a long time ago that all that designer purse and all that stuff, my sister asked me, where are your Coach purses? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know where they are. Did I give them away? Did I leave them somewhere? I have no idea. So that was a waste of money. And I felt bad enough that I've asked the ancestors and God, forgive me for being wasteful, because that's what it was. Because in our mindset as African Americans, we think that that is a symbol that we've overcome. And look, except me, I've got on the latest designer where I've got on this, that, and the other, and that's still not going to help your cause. Okay. You're just making that person that much more richer. And then if there is a Black person, an African American, whatever it is, that sells a product similar, comparable, and it's $200, you're like, your prices are too much. Well, I'd rather give that price to somebody that looked like me than somebody that's not. No, that's all I'm going to say about that. But we have horrible spending habits in the US. And I'm going to get with Money Hotep. I hope she's still here. She going to teach me something. Anybody in here know about Bitcoin or want to know about Bitcoin? Because she's going to have a thing. She knows about Bitcoin. And I had one of my former coworker turned friends. He's always telling me about Bitcoin, but he didn't explain it well. So she's going to be explaining it to me. So hopefully that'll be something that I can take my little coins that I already have and put it into Bitcoin and see what's what with Bitcoin. So, just different stuff. Thank you, Andre. I'm living for this sun. We as a people, we need that vitamin D from the sun, because now this trending is you got low vitamin D, and because you ain't getting the proper amount of sunlight. And that was one of the reasons why I had to ditch Michigan. And I didn't even understand that was the thing. But Michigan is too cloudy for me most of the year, and too gloomy, too rainy, too cold. And so I was borderline suffering from depression there. Like I could just sleep forever, sleep like a bear, hibernate. But once I started moving around and like to Florida and Louisiana, Texas, and getting that sunlight, I was okay. I had energy. It's like, okay, I need sunlight. And so what I moved off of the coast in Tanzania to Arusha, it rained a lot, it's cloudy. And so that may have been an issue as well. But now I'm back to fun and sun on the coast, and even the other parts of Kenya, it's just chilly. It's nice and sunny, but it's a little cooler out. So now I can put away the long sleeves and the sweaters because it's hot. It's hotter than a mofo, but I'm okay because I'm getting acclimated to this hot weather. I'm doing a lot of walking, and I think what's today? I don't even know what today is. Today is, my computer about to die on me. Hold on. Okay. I'm like, why is that battery flashing at me? Because I unplugged it. I don't know why. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm in the fun and sun. I'm getting reacclimated to extreme hot weather, because I think the average high here is like 90 degrees. Yes. And the low is like 79, 80. So what's the difference? 79, 80, about 80 degrees. And it's humid. And the water is warm. And so, yes, I love it. This is for me. And my hair absolutely loves it. Like my hair was feeling like a Brillo pad in Tanzania. Plus I couldn't find conditioners and different stuff. But here, Kenya got what you need. Kenya got conditioner. Kenya got a hair section like Walmart. You go, oh, black hair. Thank you, Kenya. Good looking out. And they probably had it in Uganda as well. So yeah, that's that. Because like I said, most natural people know I don't use shampoo to wash my hair, but maybe once a month or whatever. But once a week, I will co-wash with conditioner. So when you can't find conditioner, my hair felt like a Brillo pad. I'm surprised it's still on my head, but yes. Have you been able to get back to your apartment? The one in Tanzania? Nettie girl, let me tell you, I know people that know people. So I was sitting at the border and we got a shuttle driver to go down and get my stuff and bring it to me. I didn't have more than one way to skin a cat. I didn't have to set foot in Tanzania. Now, the downside of that is a lot of my belongings didn't make it to the border, if you know what I mean. Oh, it was in this and that. Like, so I don't have anything to cook on. My mini oven that I begged on is missing. My military, I had 2 pair of military jump boots, because some things just never change. And one of them is missing. My brand new pair that I never wore is missing. Knives, just I have a long list. My hand mixer, mirrors, my little portable speaker, a whole bunch of little knick-knack, paddywhack stuff like that is missing. And so, it's all good. The hand that steals, you will be dealt with. Mine, like I said, protected by the ancestors. Do try to come for me if you want to. Yes, we get that protection running, and then you're like, oh, that's this, that, and that. Call it what you like. Call me protected. So I'm not worried about that either. So no, I have not. I will not, and I'm not even trying. I'm good. That's like Sodom. What is it? Sodom and Gomorrah. Don't look back. You'll turn to a pillar of salt. I'm good. Yes, Nettie girl, you probably looking like a ghost. Come see me, Nettie. So now, so now I have to give the story. Okay, so y'all, Lynette Dilbert, she is prior military too. And when I was younger, we used to just probably get on her nerves, but she never told us to get lost. Like, she was the trustworthy adult that my mom would be like, okay, you take my car keys and you can take them heifers wherever they want to go. Then we have Nettie, let's go to Pontiac. And she would take us. Like, she was so sweet and friendly. It's beautiful. So now, look at Nettie, I'm coming behind you. My hair is turning white and gray too. But I got a trick for that. I'm gonna put some henna on mine. I'm for the fun and sun, y'all. I'm gonna just be act like beach bunny. Like, I absolutely love the beach. I love water and just, yeah, that's my thing. Like I told my story, like ever since I could stand up, I've always jumped in the water. So you're the same still. Good. Come see me, Nettie. Come see me. Bring the pooch with you. Bring the baby. But I love the water. It has always drawn me. I think there's only one time in my life that I remember, like in 1976 or 78, we went to DC and we were out boating on the Potomac, and I didn't jump in the water. Because me, being me, I will jump in the water. And I didn't learn how to swim until I taught myself how to swim when I was about 10 or 11 years old. So, I was like sinking. Man, can I jump in the water? Didn't make a difference at all. I will jump in the water. So I thrive. Know your place in life. I thrive by the water. I absolutely thrive. Okay, we got a date, March 8th. Is that for the class? The Bitcoin. Today is the 9th. What's March 8th? Oh, it's the 8th for y'all. It's the 9th for me. I'm sorry. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. So, no, I did not get to try to Uganda. I didn't even see it. But what I did, let me tell you. Okay. Now, there's a difference too there as well. Pastries in Tanzania look really nice. They are beautiful. They, good presentation. They are the nastiest things I've ever seen in my life. No sugar, none. Sugar is not a thing. So in Uganda, I had something comparable to an eclair. Like, it had the Bavarian cream inside. Now the pastry portion of it was not sweet, but that cream in the middle. It had cream in the middle. It had cream on the top and a little cherry. Okay, that was kind of good. I was like, can you go back and get me another one of those things? And she kept spinning her wheels and never did go get. They have lots of coffee shops. So coffee is a thing in Uganda. Okay. The coffee was delicious, and I didn't even bring none back. I wasn't thinking. Um, for the most part, coffee is really good over here. They drink a lot of instant coffee. And so, and I'm a coffee connoisseur. The stronger, the better. Like the best coffee that I ever had in life was Hawaiian Kona coffee from Hawaii, in Hawaii, not the kind that you get shipped to the mainland, because I don't know what that was, but I made a cup of that Hawaiian Kona coffee from the local store. Oh, I asked for today's date. Okay. All right, girl. Yeah, because I'm lost. And it gave me heart palpitations. That was some good coffee. Yeah, I'm dumb enough to drink coffee till I have heart palpitations. Like that's when you know your coffee is right, when your heart starts skipping a beat because it's like so strong. But yeah, y'all come on. Like if I didn't invite you before, I'm inviting you now. This coast of Kenya is the be all. And Nairobi ain't too dang bad either. And Nairobi has a lot of industry. I mean, it has a lot. I was at least an hour outside of Nairobi, and probably most of that's based on traffic. And I've never seen such huge industrial warehouses and production places. Um, just amazing. And, until they piss me off, but I can't take away. Mark this day. She said it's the 8th of March. It's the 9th of March for me at 6:17 a.m. If Kenya pisses me off and I have to talk about them, just know I can't say that they don't have industry. They've got it all. They had fabricators, they got steel, and that's where most of my yarn that I crochet from, that I bought in Tanzania, came from Kenya. My butter that I ate in Tanzania came from Kenya. A lot of different industries here in Kenya, and they've got these humongous warehouses, industrial businesses. And when I tell you, just for just as much traffic trying to get into Nairobi, there was just as much foot traffic as well. These people going to work in Kenya, in Nairobi. Okay. And then over here on the coast, they got stores, they got little boutique stores. They do have some local, like, because this is still Maasai country. They got like things for baskets and, what do you call them? Souvenirs, little knickknack stuff like that. They've got those. It's very neat and organized. It's the supermarket that I go to. Like for the most part, the stuff is very reasonably priced. And it's close. It's 3 kilometers away, because I want to say kilometers. Am I the only one that says kilometers? But it's 3 kilometers away. And so everything right here, conveniently located. I've seen a hardware store. I've seen bakeries. They got plenty of banks. Just a whole bunch of stuff. And then I had these potatoes, and they got the little local people cooking stuff on the side of the road. I don't even know what kind of potatoes they were, but they were whole little potatoes. And I don't know what the seasoning, it was like they were battered and fried. I don't know, but then it was delicious. And I was like, oh, let me find out. And the reason why I didn't realize it was batter, because it was like a yellowish, goldish color, like maybe like it had some kind of curry or something in the batter, but it was delicious. So anyway, that's that. I didn't went off on a tangent. Just to let y'all know that my backpacking trip was a success. And thank you all. Thank everybody that donated. Thanks everybody that said a prayer. And it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Matter of fact, I wish I would have known about backpacking in my 30s. There's not enough of us out there doing it. My stance before, and it still is, y'all really need to find a way to come visit Africa. It's 54 countries, and let our presence be known, so that they, at the very least, I'm going to charge it to the game that they're not used to seeing African Americans. And so they don't really know how to treat us, because we've been told that Africans don't like us, and Africans have been told that African Americans don't like them. And we have to make our presence known. And no, I have nothing against you. Even if you do me wrong, I don't have nothing against you, because we have smiled in the faces of Europeans for long enough, and they treat us like shit, and they've treated us bad, and they continue to treat us bad. Yes, some of y'all have really good white friends. I do not. I know people. I'm cordial if you cordial, but for the history part, they're not to be. I'm not trusting nothing that don't look like me. I ain't trusting too many of y'all that look like me, but my people, you just that. You are my people. And so we need to make our presence known so that they can get used to seeing us and know that we're human too. You treat us the same way you treat everybody else. Don't jump on that bandwagon of just because I look a certain way, you're going to mistreat me, or just because you think I'm from a certain place, you're going to mistreat me. I fully get it. I fully understand. Living in Texas, was a lot of people from south of the border there, and they get mistreated as well. We get mistreated. Everybody gets mistreated. Cut it out. I understand. I get it. I get it. I'm in a country. Well, I was in a country that I couldn't speak the language because they were adamant that they didn't want to speak English. And I don't blame them. It just happens to be the language that I speak, but this was the language that was forced on my people. But like I had to explain to them, y'all speak Swahili in this area. They don't speak it anywhere else in the world. They speak English all over the place. So this is why a lot of my students come to me, so that they can be able to communicate on their jobs, in traveling, or whatever, because wherever you go, most people try to speak English. So it's pretty good here in Kenya. They boast that they can speak English. And Uganda too. They spoke really good English in Uganda. And so yes, it was a very good adventure. Thank you, because it would not have been possible. I think I had started explaining how much I actually spent before the lizard or something came across. But all in all, I spent about, I would say at the most, I spent about $1,200. And that included travel, transportation, hostels, eating, excursions. And that was in we're not even going to count Kisumu, Nairobi, Diani Beach, a brief stop in Kisumu, and Kampala. I stayed the longest in Kampala and Diani Beach. I think each of those, I think 5 days in Kampala, 8 days in Kisumu, about 4 days, I think, in Nairobi, and not even overnight in Kisumu because I just didn't like it. I did 3 excursions in Nairobi. I had a party good time in Diani Beach and Kampala. I enjoyed the mall just about every day. I didn't buy anything, but I just walked down there, ate. They had lots of pastries and bakeries and some really, really nice restaurants. I mean, I could almost go to say that the area that I was in was fairly upscale. It was really, really nice. And even like when the bus was leaving out and you could see the local neighborhoods, they were still nice, in Uganda. So like I said, the only reason that Uganda is number 2 on my list in order of my favorite places is because they have Lake Victoria, but I think, are they on Lake Victoria? Not real sure. They got some little island, but I didn't get to make it to that island, the Sessi Islands, which is in Kampala. So I think it's Lake Victoria. Not real sure. But they don't have no beach. I'm talking beach. I'm talking white sand and clear blue water, no beach. If they had that in Uganda, my gosh, I'd probably be in Uganda. But Kenya wins. Kenya for the win. Kenya is modernized enough. And I'm not saying westernized, I'm saying modernized, because I don't really too much particularly care for westernization. But Kenya is very modern, and they've got the bonfire beaches. So yes, that's that. Thank you all for joining me. And the chickens is barking, so that means the sun is coming up, and I'll probably be up for the rest of the day. But yes, if there's no more questions, welcome. Hit that subscribe button and join the fun, because I'm a little thrown off. Yes, hey, there's Nikita. We absolutely love the beach, and like I said, I might as well go ahead and get showered up and changed and put on my beach wears. The sun is coming out. And at least like right now it's maybe only 80 degrees or whatever. Because and not try to walk to the beach in that heat. I may not make it, but yes, here I am. Thank you all. Like I said, it was backpacking trek was a success. And let me know, send me messages or whatever, what countries you would like to see, and I would try my best to put it on the radar. And it did help my channel somewhat. I found I had a little growth spurt. My hours got increased or whatever. And so what I have found is that I had so much video footage that I was overwhelmed, but I will get on them. So you'll start seeing videos that from that trip just dispersed out, but I'm really digging going live. And I probably would like to do, if that, let me know in the comments. I will post a community tab as well to let me know. I would like to do Saturday or Sundays, like earlier in the day, because right now at the time that I'm doing now, Super Nurse, she did join me. She is here in East Africa as well. So it's very early in the morning. Simone is in the UK. So it's like, she's like 2 or 3 hours behind, but it's the perfect evening time for my people in the United States that's in the East Coast. So I would like to do one that would be like 12 noonish for America and 6:30 to 8:30 over in this part of the world, to be all inclusive, and then just do like another day of the week for nighttime purposes. So maybe 2 lives a week. Regina, I love you too. Boy, sister had my back, y'all. Sister has it. And just I appreciate her so much. Like, sister was there. She was on it. She was Johnny Sacco, like giant robot attack. Yes. So I appreciate you for sure. So tell the world, confess my love for my sister, my one and only. And I will kill a brick behind her. So yes. I thank you all for coming and listening to my jibber jabber, but this wouldn't have been possible without y'all, because kudos to the donators. I would love for y'all to come here and we go on a backpacking trip. Like I told the little kids at Diani, if my crew run up in here, we gonna get put out, because we may be a little decrepit right now. We getting there. Can't believe I finally made it over 50, but we gonna show y'all how to party. And so that was one of the things. I still got I still got it. And so they loved it. I played beer pong. I listened to music. I danced and had a good time with the youngest of young. I don't even think these people were, the youngest one was 18. So I'll post a picture on my community. She was 18 and I was the oldest at 53. And we had a good time, a really, really good time. So just know that to do something like that, you definitely need an open mind and laugh. When traveling by bus in Africa and they stop for you to use the bathroom, there will be squatty potty. So one of my homegirls, she was like, you traveling with toilet paper? Yes, honey, because I know that when you out on the road, because when I got to the hostel in Diani, there was no toilet paper in the thing, but I had my stash, okay? Because traveling on bus, you better have some toilet paper, some wipes, whatever you use, because them bidets, they ain't for me. That's another story for another day. Y'all, thank you for showing up, and I will see you. I don't even know what day it is. I know it's the 9th, but what day of the week is it? At this point, you don't even care what day it is. You have nothing unless you, like, if you go to church, then I think these people go to church every day. I don't know, but I don't never know what day of the week it is. So love y'all. Thanks for coming, and I will see y'all on the flip side. It's been wonderful. Thank you to my moderator. She in here somewhere. She did show back up. Thank you all for coming. Mwah, mwah, mwah. My water lilies. And y'all gonna be water lilies for real, because I'm gonna go get to that beach and get it in. And I'm not taking no camera or nothing, so I can just enjoy myself. Oh, I'm gonna take the trusty GoPro with the head thing. Yeah. And so good night. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Any questions? I think, yeah, I fixed it. My Instagram, you can message me on Instagram there, and I'll give you information for my WhatsApp. If you on Facebook, send me a message on Messenger and contact. Because of the way people act over here, like my information is sorry, it's got to go through a filter because some of y'all just ain't getting through. That's just the bottom line. We ain't cool like that. But for those of y'all that are legit and serious and want some questions answered, you can hit that Instagram, or if you know me, you on Facebook, you can hit Messenger. And either way, I can give you my WhatsApp information. All righty, y'all. Thank you. See y'all. This was really, really long. I did 2 hours. Bye, 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 bye.